So I guess a little vlog to debrief on my Cardiff trip, and to follow on from that MoorRant video I did the other day. I've just almost got done driving back from my trip that I did to Cardiff. The purpose of that trip I might have mentioned in the other video. It's like to take an opportunity to try and see the girl streamer who I'd met and do some meetup thing. Didn't go to plan. I mean, that's the opportunity, so I'm kind of dropping my attempts to follow that particular person now. I think there's no point. You put a lot of effort into an opportunity on your side, an opportunity to hang out with someone, and they don't put opportunity in on, like, they don't see the opportunity and put the effort in on their side, then the thing just falls apart. And that's, you know, basically how it went down. I found out that this girl I liked had like a week off of work, and it coincided completely with my week off of work. And so I thought, well, this is you know, we're getting on pretty well at the moment. We want the same things in a lot of respects. I'm gonna make use of this week and then go up there for a couple of nights and see if you want to do something. I let her know I was free and everything, and went up there, and I gave her the opportunity to hang out and go do something with me, and she didn't take the opportunity. Part of that was like poor messaging. Like, she was talking in public to people quite regularly on her streams and stuff, but when you talk in private to her, you get messages to her and she'd get messages to you, but it would be like this would be like once or twice a week, just way slower than all the messaging she's doing in like her public space. And as a result, you know, I was asking her if she wanted to do stuff, and she wasn't getting back to me in time in private, but then like I was talking to her in public, and I'm just like, I can only do so much in the public side of what you're doing, like in front of all your other viewers. Like, I'm not gonna blurt out in front of all your other viewers like, oh, so do you want to meet up then? Do you want to go out for that date? What time should we do it? Where should we do it? Like, you can't like organize your meetup in public or whatever. So she needed to get back to me in private for the details of hanging out, and she didn't want to, basically. She it wasn't like it wasn't like a, how do you say it, overt, obvious decline, explicit. It wasn't like an explicit rejection or anything, or a decline for the date. It was just like she was able to talk. Like, I let her know I was in town in public, I let her know I was in the area, and I didn't go further than that. And then private, I asked her if she wanted to hang out, and even though she knew I was in town, she didn't get back to me in private, so nothing could have come on it. And I put all the effort in, you know. Driving up there was fairly difficult, I'd say. It's just on the edge of my range, maybe. It's in Wales, obviously. Cardiff, just on the edge of my like, I could go a little bit further than that to hang out with someone. Like, I could go up to Gloucester or something, but I think that would be the very edge of my range. I wouldn't want to go too far out. It'd be difficult for me to drive up to London or Cambridge or some shit like that. I'd rather do that sort of journey on public transport, not driving. So, you know, I put the effort into getting there. I had some other plans in case nothing was going to happen. I actually wanted to get up a mountain, and then I realised when I got there, as you will have seen, it's not a mountain. it's not anything. It's hardly a hill. It's like really annoying that they called it a mountain. I should have had a closer look on the map to work out what height it is and what the distances were, because on the map it looked bigger at a glance, but I guess it wasn't very big at all. But it was very, very difficult doing city driving in Cardiff. I got beeped a few times on roundabouts. I got lost with the constant fucking lane changes just to get around the city. I got lost a couple times You know, I had to park up and walk to a pub and ask for directions and shit. What else? I think I might have sped because random 20-mile-an-hour zones just appear at you out of nowhere, and when you think it's a 30-mile-an-hour zone. So by speeding, I mean go a little bit higher level of slow than the slow level of slow, but that might have got me a ticket if there was a camera nearby. I couldn't tell if there was a camera nearby, but for a stretch I thought it was a 30 zone, and then suddenly there's a repeater for a 20 zone. I was like, oh shit, was this a 20 zone? So I'd go in like, I don't know, 25 or something, and it's like, I really don't want to have to find a speeding ticket for something so small, you know. It's like I was going slow, whatever happened, I was going slow, and to be given a speeding ticket for going slow, like 25 miles an hour, is horrible. Yeah, it wasn't a very good trip. I ate out at like I got pizza at a buffet place. It wasn't a very good pizza. Yeah, I saw a bit of the town centre. I got up to the castle where I was before and saw a different part of the town centre that I hadn't been in. It was alright there, but then there's like the Battle of the Flags, you know, there's just like... I know for a fact that Cardiff is a very left-leaning city, and it's strange actually the amount of actual Welsh flags there were. And even, it didn't make any sense, but there were English flags, and they were being flown next to Welsh flags, and I'm like, we don't get to have that in our own country because of the far left extremists who are now in charge of the country, thanks Starmer. We don't get to do that. And obviously the intersectional version of the pride flag, which is the modern hammer and sickle, that was being flown everywhere, and like trans flags and Ukraine flags and all this bullshit outside Parliament, off of a couple of weird shops, something called like Queer Emporium. Like, what the fuck is that? Get that out of here. Like, the pride flag has nothing to do with being gay or bi like I am. It's the modern hammer and sickle. It means you're a far left extremist, and people are just casually flying that around. I was actually driving back home on the motorway, and I glanced off to the side and went, oh wow, there's a train. The train is going parallel to the motorway. Look how fast it's going. It's overtaking the cars basically, and it's right next to us. And then right on the tip of the train, fucking intersectional pride flag, the modern hammer and sickle. They'd like painted on the nose coney bit, and it's just like, ruined this happy moment for me by reminding me that we're currently under a far left socialist regime, and this shit tries to reach out to everyone to fuck with them, you know, this symbol of mass murder in the 20th century. I hate seeing it. But yeah, there was a lot of, I guess, patriotism. I don't know if you'd say it was from the right or just from the people of Wales in the flags that were being flown. Lots of Welsh flags. There was a whole avenue in the high street hanging Welsh flags from every street lamp, which was cool. I found a video game bar that the streamer girl had recommended to me. I was quite nice inside. They had like old arcade machines and stuff. Not sure I was into the music, but it looked like quite a nice place to hang out, and there was like a couple of people like on dates there and stuff. It was like the old the big arcade machines from like the 1970s and 80s, those type things. My car survived the journey. It didn't break. Nothing in it seemed to be breaking. It was just the driving through the city that was very difficult. I was mainly reliant on paper maps and Google Earth on my phone to get around. Don't have a sat nav. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I do feel as though I have to let this potential go, this girl I was interested in. I just have to move on, because at a certain point you have to draw the line and say you've not got a future with this person, because the interactions you have with each other aren't matching up, and they're not... You might have a lot of things in common with them, and they might be chatting to you and stuff, but they're not serious about stuff, so it's best just to leave them alone, especially someone with so much competition. It's just like, you know, leave her to someone else to try their chances at, try their luck at. And again, you feel bad because you give so much of yourself, like so much personal information to a girl you want to date. You want to find out about them, so you ask them questions, and then you tell them private things about you and your life, and it's always shit when it doesn't actually go anywhere. And the more private stuff you give of yourself and give away to a stranger, hoping they'll end up being a more permanent feature of your life, and then they don't, the more stuff you give away, you feel like degraded somewhat, and you feel like you've wasted your time as well on someone who wasn't going to take the getting to know you kind of seriously sort of thing and go forward with it, make something out of it, build a future out of that. So onwards we move. Maybe I'll find someone else. There was someone on my Twitter actually just came out of nowhere recently, politically aligned with me, I would say, and she liked like 18 of my tweets in one go. I was like, what? And yeah, I said a couple things to her, just like, thanks for the likes. Every now and then you do bump into another member of the opposite sex, and it's like, you wanna, all the same sex, that's very dependent on personality and behaviour, to be honest, with me. But yeah, I do have that bi side. You do bump into someone and they do start talking to you, and you just wonder if it's going to go anywhere, and you kind of work on that person for a while and see how serious they are, and you try and get a date with them. So let's hope there are a few more of those opportunities left, and I can find someone who's not going to mess me about so much. This has been like a personal love and coupling video. Thank you for watching.